Now, there's a debate that's been going on throughout the martial arts community for quite a while. And given the title of the video, you probably already know the debate is Wing Chun effective? On one side of the argument, you got people saying that it's an effective martial art that's just as worthwhile to practice, if not more, than karate, kenpo, judo, etc. And then on the other hand, we have people who say it's a worthless martial art, and that anyone who does MMA for even slightly, they would destroy anyone who does Wing Chun. And I'm here to give you my opinion on the matter, but I'm not going to say directly what it is until the very end, because if I don't, then people are just not going to listen to me and just type down in the comments what if I'm right or wrong. Now, right off the bat, I'd like to give a brief explanation as to what Wing Chun is for everyone who doesn't know, and if you do, just skip ahead. Now, Wing Chun is a martial art originating from southern parts of China, based off of women's self-defense techniques. And from what I know, it stayed in China for a while until eventually it became a worldwide martial art that's taught worldwide. And probably the most notable person to learn Wing Chun is Bruce Lee. The guy often considered one of the greatest martial artists ever, and of course the most famous actor in Hong Kong cinema history. And he's pretty famous in America as well, but regardless, back onto the actual topic of that video. Now, what are some good things about Wing Chun? Well, it's designed as a linear style, which is good, straight to the point, trying to be as effective as possible. It's made to be offensive and defensive, meaning all techniques work for attack and blocking, which I always liked because every technique should be able to do damage or avoid damage. It's like blocking a punch by punching the person punching you in the fist, or really not sure how else to say it, but it's a great idea, and it's designed specifically to end a fight fast by exploiting vital points like the eyes, the nose, the teeth, the ears, the throat. Probably the greatest weak point on the human body right here, which is great. It's designed to be fat. You use every part of it's designed to use every technique as a way of attacking or defending, and it's designed to be effective at ending a fight fast, which on paper sounds great. And as usual, there are problems, just like there are with every martial art. With the main problem being, same problem with a lot of linear styles. Non-linear styles can be just as much a counter as they can be for a non-linear. But on the bright side, while a lot of people say since they don't throw hook punches in Wing Chun, that's a massive weakness because they won't be able to defend it, there are plenty of techniques that are great for defending. In fact, I've seen a lot of Wing Chun fighters block like this, which I actually have incorporated into my personal fighting style. This is perfect for blocking something like a haymaker. But but as usual, I don't think that it's fair to say that a non-linear style, like say boxing, would destroy a linear style like Wing Chun just because they don't have attacks like that. Because boxing, yes, they have straightforward techniques. I think they're even called straight punches. But really, that's, as far as I know, the only thing they get, thing noteworthy to compete with it. Now, of course, there is the fact that Wing Chun is all based down a middle line here, for the attacking, and of course that is a problem, in the broad scheme of things in an actual fight, especially if you're fighting multiple people. But regardless, I see the main problem in Wing Chun is the fact that a lot of schools don't incorporate sparring, and just boast that it's a martial art that makes you an effective fighter without having to spar. I don't buy that for a second. No matter what style you practice, sparring is important. If you don't spar, you can have strikes strong enough to shatter cinder blocks. You can be able to hit so fast that that it can't be tracked on camera. You can have conditioning to the point of where you can have a baseball bat snap on your arm and you won't even feel it. But if you don't spar, I honestly say that you aren't going to be a good fighter. You might be you can be a good martial artist, but you would have no idea how to actually react in a fight. Of course, you could still win a fight. That's not exactly hard, especially when you hit hard enough to shatter cinder blocks. But sparring's important, and since a lot of Wing Chun schools don't include sparring, that is a massive problem. But if you do have Wing Chun schools that spar, which I've seen plenty of that do, it's certainly effective. And I'd like to put in a bit of personal experience. So I do karate, but I have faced people that do Wing Chun, and I've sparred them, and their defense is solid. It's hard to get through, even with all of the things I use against them. And I've actually put a bit of other martial arts into my methods of fighting, other than karate. Matter of fact, I think I've actually even used drunken boxing and sparring at karate class too. Mostly just the footwork though. And regardless, I still wasn't able to do much to him. Then again, I was facing my sensei at that point. But regardless, as I stated before, it's really about sparring. Now, time to answer the question. Is Wing Chun effective? Answer? It depends. As far as I'm concerned, it's not about whether Wing Chun's effective or not. It's about if the fighter practices it well. Bruce Lee once said, practice makes permanent. That's because the way you train is how you'll do it in real life. For instance, if you practice a kick with bad form, you won't be able to do it well when you actually have to use it. If you lock your elbow out when you practice punching, you're going to end up breaking your arm at some point when you're actually fighting. Well, either you'll break it or the other guy will, regardless. And if you don't spar, you'll have no idea, how to actually fight, and you won't be able, to deal with a lot of things. And of course, Wing Chun isn't the most effective for ground fighting. But a lot of martial arts aren't effective for ground fighting. And heck, there's a lot of martial arts that are entirely based in ground fighting that have nothing for standing combat. Which, I have a lot of problems with those, but I might talk about that another day. So yes, Wing Chun has its problems, but as I mentioned earlier, it has a lot of good points too. Honestly, I think it just is determined by the fighter itself instead of the style. Really? As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter. But as far as I'm concerned, Wing Chun, yeah, I like it. I mean, I want to take up more styles, and Wing Chun is definitely on the list. Of course, I want to take up a grappling style like probably Jiu-Jitsu, soon, because honestly, grappling's my weakness, and I suck at ground fighting. But with that in mind, I do say Wing Chun can be effective. Just depends on the fighter. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure to tell me in the comments. Which if this ends up getting views, I'm probably gonna be lectured in the comments about how Wing Chun sucks, or about how it doesn't, or the Wing Chun fanatics saying that it doesn't matter about sparring, that it's always going to be effective. Honestly, you have extremes on both sides. I'm just here to give my opinion. Thank you all very much for watching. This is Randoman, signing off.